I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same, and I will obey the orders of the President of the United States
and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, that's our open for our Real Heroes segment each game day on Saturdays in the fall. We're excited to bring it back again this fall, and that is the Marine Corps Oath, correct?
It is. It is what the Marine recruits actually say to swear in, to raise their right hand and say, yes, I will go through this 13-week grueling
So essentially,
boot camp.
last fall when we had those 30 or 35 young people enlist into the Marines, you then got to go experience what they were going off to go do, which is, as you said, be broken down and become Marines over a 13-week period. You were out in San Diego. You had a rare opportunity. So I'm reading through your blog that you've written at ashleykamrath.blogspot.com. Clearly, the Marines want to get a message out through people like yourself, through the media. What is the message that you come away with, and what do you think they're trying to impress upon you so that you can share with people here in Austin and the other media folks that were out there?
I think the opportunity to go and actually live in their world. I travel a lot. I've been on the road for over 7 years, and don't feel too sorry for me. I was in San Diego for a week. It's kind of a nice place, but there are often times on that Friday morning of a work trip that I am dying to get home, and I am just so ready to not be on the road, unpack a suitcase, and just stay somewhere for a little bit. I can honestly say when I woke up on Friday morning, I was very sad. I was sad to be leaving. And even having been back, some of the other educators and media personnel that were there with us, we've all been kind of emailing and texting back and forth. I had a counselor from Travis High School and actually some very great ladies from Round Rock there with us, and we're texting back and forth. I miss the Marines. I miss the Corps. I miss the camaraderie. I miss the you've got guys, and like I said, they didn't take it easy on us. What you heard, the drill instructors get off my bus, yelling. They did that to us too. I mean, they really put us through it. And how can someone miss that? I guarantee you're there and you've never been more proud to be an American. You've never been more proud to have family members like myself have served in the United States military, especially the Marine Corps. Like I said, the first to fight. They're the first ready when the nation's least ready. And so I think their goal is to really inform us, hey, this is what we have. What I didn't realize going in, like I said, I thought I knew quite a bit, and especially working with military, but you go in and you find out 31% of Marine Corps boot camp is ethics training. It's not all we're out in the field doing push-ups, dropping, give me 20, I don't know, but I've been told. It's not that. It's 31% of it. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. They kick their butts and they're out in the hot sun working to become physically fit. But 31% of it's ethics training. They actually sit down with these new recruits and recruits all through basic camp or boot camp and do group conversations. It's when the drill instructor will take his campaign, that infamous, cover off, his campaign cover off, his hat. And that's when he steps from being an instructor to a mentor. And he actually sits and has real conversation with these kids. Talk to me about why you might want to live off base. Talk to me about why you think it's a good idea to get married right now. Talk to me about, having kids. Talk to me, and they actually have support groups for any kind of, and not in what we think support group, but they have support for every single aspect of life. They truly have thought of everything. Why do I think they flew us out there and put us up for a week and took us through this whole experience so that we can truly see what it is to be a United States Marine? And unfortunately, I found out while on this trip that I've missed it by 1 year.
You can't join?
I can't. Kind of upset.
25
I'm telling
the cutoff?
you what, if you're... Thank you so much. I was going to say 27, but where are you on that one, Bucky? But no, it's actually, 32 years old is the cutoff for officers, and 27 is for enlisted. And so, but you're there, and I swear some of our group are like, man, I'm going to join. I can do this. I want to be a part of this group because it really is. There are people that have been, in fraternities listening, and they're going, I know what that's like. No, you don't. There are people that have been in other branches, other service, done the Tough Mudder with a group of friends, or they have a running group, whatever it might be. this is the United States Marine Corps. And there is, in my mind, I've been all over and I've seen a lot of different things. My father served in the Army, grandfather Air Force, cousin was in the Navy. But you know a Marine when they walk in the room, by their haircut, by the perfect uniform, by how tall they stand. And I used to think, cocky Marines, stereotypes are everything. But I got to go spend a week in their world, and I come out so humbled and so impressed and so thankful that our Marines are the first ones on the scene. And it's not just in times of combat. It's not just in our conflicts. It's, when there's national disasters and international, even when the tsunami hit, the Marines were the first ones there, boots on the ground.
Yeah. Well,
so it is all about, teaching us, hey, this is what we're truly about. The education opportunities for Marines is unlimited. It is incredible how much education we actually got the very rare opportunity to sit with 5 female Marines. Again, they only make up 6% of the Marine Corps. And frankly, I'm a tough Texas girl, but I just kind of went in going, okay, this one I'm not really probably going to be that interested in. It was the most interesting panel we went to. We talked to some young new recruits. We talked to some Marines that had been on a little while. We talked to some older male Marines. But then that female panel, there was a lady that walked in just so polished. And she came in and she was a little bit late 'cause she had something else. First Sergeant Porter. And she came in and sat down and commanded the room. And I thought, wow, how does someone walk in and sit down late in a panel, not even having said a word, but she commanded the room and we all just stopped. So she starts talking. She grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, as she said. She decided to join the Marine Corps 19 years ago. She has gotten her undergraduate, her master's, and now she's almost completed her PhD while being a Marine and moving up in the ranks. The opportunities for these young men and women are truly endless, and you're living in a world that has truly thought of everything to make sure you're taken care of physically, mentally, morally, and emotionally.
There you go. I got a couple of boys at my house, kids at my house that might need the Marines. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what, I might tell my niece, you better shape up or you're going to ship out. No, I'm kidding.
Well, and I, that's interesting to hear because I think we, as parents, you hear it and you think, I don't want my kid in the Marines. Are you kidding me? They're going out to get shot at. No thanks. But there's another side to that there are a lot of opportunities. Because I do have our nephew that is in the Navy and is based in Hawaii and doing great, and he's got great opportunities and being educated like crazy. Technically, he's going to come out with huge opportunities. Where one of the big issues that goes on in this country right now is kids come out of college, Buck, with huge student debt and student loan debt. And
sure.
They can't pay them back, and they can't get a job, and they're not educated because they whatever their degree is in. Does that get you a job right now? No question that the nephew's going to come out of the Navy, or you're going to come out educated and ready to go to work and understand how to go get a job, how to make money.
And a routine. I mean, basic, simple stuff. I was fortunate enough to go to a high school where I got to do it through dance and cheer. It was like that really taught me you've got to be responsible. Don't forget your gloves. Don't forget some people, some children, especially in high school age, aren't afforded that luxury. And so this truly teaches them that schedule, how to be a team player. And that's the thing, I think, okay, you think of Marine Corps boot camp and they're teaching them, they're breaking them to build Marines and they're going to go be followers and they're going to walk in the same line in the same unison and they've got to step based on whatever that drill instructor tells them. No, they build leaders. I mean, these men, even sitting there in the group discussions, listening to some of the questions that they asked and how they were answering and responding and my conversation with the young man on the plane on the way home, I thought, you, kid, are going to go do great things in life. Whether you serve 4 years and get out, like my brother did, or you go on to serve 20 or 30.
Absolutely. Well, that's interesting because, Buck, you coach football, and structure is important, and a lot of kids today don't grow up with structure.
Right.
Sports does provide that. I mean, there's no question about that. When we played the Charlie Strong cut, the sports provides that routine, the culture. It's something Charlie Strong's trying to impress upon his team right now to change the culture. But it's a really, really interesting conversation because when we tell the real heroes' stories and the stories of them, it has to start somewhere and serve this country. We appreciate them because it's a volunteer army and they sign up for it. But I think what the Marines are telling you to report back is they're better for being a Marine. You're better. Right. We're producing great citizens. We're helping to create a group that can do great things in this country.
Not just fight.
And lead.
Right.
That's important. I think that's great. All right, Ashley, it's going to be a fun football season. Glad you're back. I know you got more that you're going to be doing What's next for you before the Real Heroes gets going with the first game on the 30th?
This might shock you, but I'm actually taking a month off. I am getting my pilot's license right now, and so I'll be up in the air a little bit. But
What?
For the most
Please
part,
make sure I stay out of the friendly skies.
Hey, come on now. No, so I'm taking the month off for the most part, but I am just counting the days until football season.
All right, it's almost back.
Ready to see what my horns are going to do. I will say two things, though. I have not been able to get the Marine Corps hymn out of my head.
Do you hear it a lot while you're out there?
Are you kidding me? About a week now. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you very much.
It's been stuck in my head, too.
That's not your head.
That's
not in your head. That's on
not
the
in your
air.
head. It's a
Voices,
part
they
of
won't
it.
stop. And then, Semper Fidelis. I had to go look up what does it mean, Semper Fi, always faithful. And that's it. That's what I learned at Marine Corps boot camp, always faithful.
There you go. She's back. She doesn't look like the boot camp type buff.
She don't look like the boot camp. Oh, no. No, she doesn't. She got some guns, though.
All right, that's going to do it for today. Thank you, Ashley, for being here, and we're excited about Real Heroes in the fall. Every game day, we will knock it out of the park for 4 hours. Texas football previews, post-game shows, the Bud Light post-game show, and, of course, the Real Heroes for 10 or 15 minutes each game day. 12 different stories this year, right?
12 different stories, and I'm so excited about it. I get so excited, like I said, with just football season in general, but we do have some incredible guests that are going to be joining us this year. I got to have lunch today with 2 World War II veterans. Those aren't going to be around much longer.
No.
And so it's a huge opportunity to make sure that we honor them and make sure that we're paying tribute to not only these new recruits and new Marines, but those that have gone, in years before us.
All right. Well, that's terrific. It's great to see you, and good luck with the pilot's license, and be careful in the friendly skies.